Hey guys, welcome back. Today, we're talking about the coolest camera you've never heard about. Of course, we're talking about the Olympus OM-G 35mm film camera. I absolutely love this camera. This thing I've shot close to 1,300 photos on over the last year, and I'm just like blown away by how some of these turned out. And honestly, like, there are so many things I love about this camera, and I've seen and used a few different film cameras now, and they're cool, they're nice, but this thing has just been an all-around workhorse, and I feel like no one's talking about it. So that's what this video is all about. We're gonna just jump into the specs. This camera is wild. There is so much I love about this camera. There is a hot shoe on top of the camera. Just to start off from the top to bottom, the hot shoe on top is pretty phenomenal. I can throw a flash on there. I have this flash right here, and this is from Sunpack. This is the Auto 821 dedicated flash. It just sits right on top of this camera. You can turn it on. It makes a really, really cool noise when you turn it on, but yeah, it just turns on, it starts charging up. And I feel like for the most part, like, it's pretty automatic with this. If I take a photo, you'll see a flash, but I'll take a photo right now. It should be pretty responsive, but if I wind that over, take a photo, it flashed. It was great. So I feel like with the syncing capability of the flash, it's phenomenal. If I take this flash off, and I don't use the flash very often, but it's nice to know that I have the ability to use a flash. The nice thing is I feel like you have, right here on the sides, you have two little hooks. You can throw on a strap, which is really nice. I have my strap right here. It's nice that I can just take it off and throw it on really easy, but this is just kind of a cool little strap. Comes with these little pin hooks. I can just open that up, strap that on. Makes it super, super easy and nice for me to just be able to put a strap on this bad boy. Take the lens off. You can actually just look at the lens. We'll take this off. This right here, I think this is their OM system mount. But yeah, these lenses are exceptionally sharp for what they are. I mean, this is a kit lens, and I feel like this ended up looking really, really sharp for, I mean, I've taken 90% of my photos on this, maybe 99% of my photos on this lens, and it is exceptionally sharp. I haven't really swapped out too many lenses. I have a 70-200 for this camera right here. This lens is awesome. One thing I will note about these lenses, if you're zooming in and out, it's literally just like right here. You push it in and out. Notice how that slides. So it makes it really difficult if you're doing a long exposure up at like the sky or something, and you want to be zoomed in on something, it'll just slowly slide out. So, or it'll vice versa. And it makes it really not great to use. So I would highly recommend maybe looking into a fix for if you're doing that type of photography. But if you're just doing basic photography, I think the 50mm that comes with the camera is phenomenal. So I actually need to swap out the batteries on this camera, but it's really cool that you can check the battery by going to this little check up here. You can hear that little high-pitched sound. That indicates that the batteries are good. However, I know that it's getting quieter, so I know I need to put new batteries in here. These are the SR44 batteries. So yeah, it takes two of these bad boys, and it just goes right here in the bottom of the camera under that little circle right there. You use like a nickel or a quarter and unscrew that, and you can just put those new batteries in there. Pretty sure this is also for a flash, that little circle. I've never actually used that little circle right here, but pretty sure it's for a flash. Nice to know I have one. Right up front, you have your film return right next to the OM-G. I love that you can just pop this open. There's like a little arrow right on the handle, and that indicates which way I should be, you know, rewinding the film. If I pop this bad boy open, you can see the internals, a little bit of this camera. Beautiful, beautiful camera. I absolutely have loved it. I know that if I look on the bottom, there are right here a little bit of these electrical, you know, like, I don't know what you'd call those, like pickups right there. And it looks like maybe for like a battery grip, you would be able to put like a battery grip here, or another way to like do it from the side. I don't exactly know. I think it's just a battery grip. But yeah, I have taken like 1,300 photos on this camera now, and I have absolutely loved a big majority of them. And I think this is a very intuitive camera. I think this offers a lot of features. And I think ultimately this is like the ultimate camera for any new beginner who's wanting to just jump into film and not overcomplicate stuff. Literally all I have to do to take a photo is start by popping open the back, opening this up, dropping my roll of film in there, pulling the film across, putting it in between here, right? And then I load it by pulling this lever, making sure it winds down. I can snap the shutter, pull that over, and then snap the shutter, and then close the back, and and then my film would be in there. And then if it's like a, you know, an ISO code, like let's say it's a Kodak Gold 200, that's my ASA or my ISO. So then I would just come up here to the top to this little ASA, open this, find 200, which is right there, and then make sure that it's, oh, that's 160. There we go, 200. Make sure that's sitting right on 200 through that little window, and make sure that that line's just straight so it exposes properly with the light meter. Then I take off the lens cap, find something I want to take a picture of, put my eye up to this, look through, pull focus. Pulling focus on this camera is pretty simple. Cool, I have it in focus. Now you want to get the light meter. So you want to make sure that this is on manual or auto. I keep mine on manual just because, you know, it's very, you know, similar to automatic, but you have a little bit more flexibility. So if I turn it on to manual mode, you'll look through what you want to look at, and on the top side of the camera, if you're holding it vertically or if you're holding it normal, like a normal person, it'd be on the left side of the frame. You'll see a little green number. Right now, because I'm pointing it at my light, it's telling me to do it at 1/1000th of a second. Then you would just change your shutter speed all the way to 1/1000th of a second and take a photo, which if it's not taking a photo, you need to crank it and then take a photo. And I love that right here, it tells you how many shutter exposures you have left. You'll notice it's not quite on 1 yet. It still says S with a few dots. These are test frames that you have to actually get it to that 1, and then you're ready to take a photo. So yeah, this is pretty neat. Once you hit your 36 photos or your 24 photos, however many exposures that you have on your roll, it's really nice that you just, like, you know, click the film release on the front of the camera, just slide that over, and then you can pop this back and just start winding this the way the arrow says. And then once you feel the tension disappear, you can open it. But I mean, my safe recommendations, like, go around like 50 to 60 times, and normally you're pretty good. The other cool thing right here is if you want to overexpose or underexpose by a stop or two, you just like swivel this and it'll tell the light meter that you want to do that. So it'll adjust your light meter for you, which is really neat. On my lens, you would just adjust the f-stop up here on the front, which is super nice. It's just a clicked f-stop, which is super cool. And then the other neat thing that's gonna be really hard to show you guys, but the shutter speed, it's literally right here. You see those blue numbers right here? It's pretty hard to see. And then there's white numbers, and oh, the white numbers are, yeah, they're right there. So they're right hiding under there. But the white numbers are things you can, that's the shutter speeds that you can take photos with off of a tripod. But the blue numbers are the ones that it recommends that you do have a tripod, or else you're gonna get a little bit of shake or blurriness in your photos. I also love that on the back of here, there's this little square. A lot of people don't know what that square is for. When you buy a roll of film, you can just rip off one of the edges of the box, but this says Portra 800 right here. I ripped this off, and I think mine actually goes through the bottom right here, but you can actually just shove this up through the bottom, and this helps you for a few reasons, right? So let's say here, this takes a little bit of working in here, but now you know exactly what film you're shooting. You know, okay, I'm shooting on 800 film, so you know the speed of the film. Right up here in the corner, you'll see it says 36. That's how many exposures you know that are on your roll, and then you can just slide that out and just change it out whenever you have a different roll of film. But I just think it's kind of cool that, and like innovative, that they thought, oh, you know what? Let's affix a way to the back door for you to be able to remember what type of film you're shooting. I think that's just phenomenal. Overall, this is one of my favorite cameras. Olympus makes really solid cameras, and honestly, they just don't make cameras like they used to. Here's a brief montage you can enjoy of the photos I've taken on this camera right now. Honestly, I love how this thing handles photos, and I think it's a great camera for anybody who wants a film camera in their set or just maybe wants to jump into film photography. Amazing camera. It doesn't overcomplicate anything, and it's solid on everything I've ever used it on. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like this video, leave a like. If you guys want to see more of this content, subscribe. That tells me that you guys want to be here. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see, because yeah, I'm just trying to push out content, and I want to know what you guys want to see. Anyways, I will see you guys all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you then.